think you've all gotten to know me pretty well over the years from the amount of sheer crap that I've spoken into this microphone about my personal life and stories and such. So if the term extreme sports were to pop into your head, I would probably be at the polar opposite end of your brain. There are no neurons connecting those two thoughts. Well, unfortunately, at some point in my 21 years on this planet, the two kind of did interact with each other a little bit, and I kind of almost took the biggest L of my life. Well, it wouldn't have been the biggest L of my life because it would have been GG, boys. We'll just say that. It would have been a fat go next. This was not poggers, and it's probably why a 13-year-old Minecraft nerd should never have been out in the Alps on the mountains on 2 pieces of plastic just flying down the hill. I don't know what overcame me, okay? I like spontaneity, I like adventure, but I'm also not a massive risk taker. I like to live pretty comfortably, you know. I just get back from school and play some Minecraft, and that was how I lived most of my teenage years. At the age of 13, I was particularly sheltered. I'd never even had so much as a sleepover and was never more than a few miles away from parental supervision. I also am not a very athletic person. Sports don't really interest me. I don't watch them, I don't participate in them. It's just not really my scene. So I don't know why 13-year-old me thought it was a good idea when I saw an advert around the school for a trip to Austria to go skiing. I was like, yeah, man, this is right up my alley. Let's go to Austria and do some skiing. Despite, you know, the most interaction I've ever had with the snow is maybe a little homemade sled down my local hill when it was snowing just a little bit, you know, just kind of plowing through the slush. Where on earth did that guy go? I did not remember hitting you in this direction, my man. But yeah, I don't know why I thought just going on an extreme sport in a foreign country without my family was a great idea, but somehow I convinced my parents. They were like, yeah, you know what? Go and do it, dude. So I went and instantly began to regret things. So the coach journey there, this is where I knew it was all gonna go downhill. So let's disregard the fact that, you know, I'm driving to Austria across several countries, despite the fact that I live on an island in the middle of winter with a bunch of school kids who I have no idea who most of them are. I was there with like a couple friends, but not many. Yeah, it wasn't exactly an ideal situation to begin with. I've never been in a place that stank more and the toilet was disgusting. I actually don't think I went to the toilet for the entire 2 days. It was like all the way on the bottom floor, like shoved away in a corner, and it was the most disgusting little thing you have ever seen, dude. The entire coach just smelled like sweat. And we're 1 day in, okay? At this point, I think we've just driven through France and we're about to get to Belgium. I can't exactly remember. My geography of Europe isn't exactly the best. My gosh, this guy is giving me the works, man. All right, let's just whip out the sweat for a second. I just boosted him across that gap. I am an idiot, but I think we're about to enter Belgium. It is freezing. It is winter. Everywhere is snowing. It is just not good. And then the heating on the coach gets stuck on full power, dude. As if it wasn't sweaty, hot, and cramped enough, I am now stuck there with the heating on full blast while it's freezing cold outside. So the kind of dynamic in temperature is kind of making me a bit woozy. I'm not really feeling too great, especially since we have to go outside for little breaks to go and get food or fuel up or something like that. And downstairs, the heating is broken, so they're all freezing cold, sitting there in blankets, you know, all cuddling up together. It's weird, man. It is scuffed, to say the least. I remember when we arrived in Germany, it was really early in the morning and there was snow everywhere, and I just went outside in my t-shirt and just jumped straight into the snow, dude, and it was bliss. But eventually we arrive in Austria, a beautiful little town called Kitzbühel. And I know I said earlier something about the Alps. It wasn't really the Alps. I don't know the name of the mountain range that I was on, and you know, it was a beautiful place. It was a nice little place. The hotel was nice. It's a cool little village, you know, proper skiing place. Everything's like made of wood. It just looks like something out of some kind of Christmas movie. It is gorgeous. But I realized something. This is the first ever taste I've had of sweet, sweet freedom, dude. I mean, yeah, the teachers were there, but by the time we were all in our hotel, you know, it was just me and the boys, not a teacher in sight. Got our hotel room to ourselves. The first time that's ever happened. And you know what? The first thing I did was I ran, locked myself in the bathroom and cried because I was homesick, and I couldn't exactly do that on the coach full of people. So yeah, that wasn't exactly the greatest start to the holiday, but you know, I called my mom on this terrible little phone I had back in the day because, you know, they wouldn't let me have an iPhone when I was a little kid. Probably smart, to be honest. And yeah, I just remember crying to her on the phone saying how much I missed her. She's like, oh, don't worry. I hope you have a good time, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that was the end of day one. Day two, we wake up and it's our first day ready to go on the mountain. So I've never, ever been skiing before, okay? This is my first time doing anything like this. I had no one really to guide me. None of my friends had done this. We're all like in this together, okay? He just one-tapped the other guy and tried to run away with the strength? What do you mean? Anyway, we arrive on our first slope, ready to have our first lesson, and we are proper beginners, so I'm not expecting anything more than your kind of average hill, you know? Walk up to the top, strap on those plastic little skis, and kind of gently slide your way down. Nah, dude, nothing like that. We're properly, like, up there on top of a mountain, like, kind of high altitudes and that. Pretty kind of terrifying, you know? It was freezing cold up there, dude. I remember because we were like wrapped up in this proper ski gear, you know, helmet on, face mask on, goggles on, jacket on, thermals on, everything, dude. I was actually kind of sweating up on the mountain, and I pulled my face mask down for a second to get some air and instantly regret it because all of the sweat and snot on my face just instantly froze, and I kind of learned my lesson to never do that again. Anyway, we're kind of like staring at this massive mountain about to go up, and I'm kind of crapping myself. As I'm slowly climbing up the ski lift, I feel like I'm on a train to Auschwitz or something. I know that nothing but death and pain awaits me on the other end, but I have to persevere, man. My mom paid for this trip. Imagine if I came home, she's like, welcome back, honey, how was the skiing? I'm like, oh, you know, I didn't actually ski, so I have to be a man about this kind of thing. And we find a nice flat spot near the top, and there is a beginner run that's all marked out in a friendly little green kind of flag color. And to be fair, the instructor was great. I felt really safe, and he knew what he was doing, so he lines us all up along this flat part by the mountain. You know, we've got our skis on, we're ready to start learning all these things. He's teaching us different movements, like how to stop. That's kind of the first important thing. But as he's kind of explaining the whole braking thing, I start to slide backwards. And now, bear in mind, we're on top of a mountain here. It's not like it's got safety fences around it. It's literally just a sheer, like, 200-foot drop to nothingness. Well, not nothingness, you know, maybe a few sharp rocks or something, but it's not really survivable, we'll say that. So he's explaining how to brake. I'm, you know, trying to figure out the foot movements, how to do it, and then I start sliding backwards. And, you know, he's only just starting to explain how to brake going forwards. What the hell am I supposed to do going back? And I'll tell you something, I wasn't about to find out, so I dramatically threw myself to the floor in what I thought was a feat of sheer genius, you know. No time to panic, I just hit the deck, and everyone just kind of turns around like, what the hell, is this kid okay? You know, I'm there shaking in utter fear. I just stand up, brush off the snow casually like, yeah, it's fine. I totally just didn't nearly fall like 200 feet to my impending doom. It's okay. I'll tell you what, though. I got over it quickly because I ended up blitzing that course, being promoted in groups and being one of the best skiers on the trip. And I would really love to go again, but my days, man, I am such a papega that I really see myself doing a literal repeat of it, and I don't know if I'll get so lucky the next time, man. Luckily, like I said at the start, none of my friends or family ski, so it's fine. I am safe from the mountains. I can live forever in peace as a Minecraft YouTuber. You know what? Exercise is just not good for you. My granddad always likes to tell me this little story of a guy he once knew, you know. He was super fit. Everybody liked him. He'd go out for a run all the time. He was really healthy, ate all the right things, and one day while he was out for a run, a tree just got blown over and crushed him and killed him. So it doesn't matter how healthy you are, really, it might get you in the end. Also, we've played this whole episode on Luna, and I didn't even plug my beautiful cape, but if you like this cape, it is so fire. Link is down in the description. I hope you all enjoyed this video, though. I know it's got a kind of dark undertone, but I hope I made it as light-hearted as I could. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you're new around here, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.